A polygamist is getting more than he wants, and a monogamist isn't getting enough.
Sister Wives Season 20, Episode 1, final recap. And before we start talking about what we've got to start talking about today, I'd like to participate in an exercise together that will be very cathartic and, dare I say, spiritual.
Let's have a sick
Yes, I'm an adult who's almost 40. Thank you, Drop Dead Fred. And if you have not seen Drop Dead Fred, I need you to go run out and see that, unless you're early in your inner child healing, then maybe not the movie for you. But we go to Robin and Kody in a restaurant having another one of these dinners. This is so produced, it's so fake, and intensely uncomfortable, to the point where I really hope that the wait staff in these places are getting extra compensation. Can you imagine overhearing? This segment was basically, you know when you know that couple who's like really don't like each other, they never get along, but every once in a while they make a big declaration like they're so happy with each other when everybody notices, like, that.
Will you cut that up for me? How did you do that? That's a pretty hard cheese.
Let me use your knife because I was licking mine.
All right. I'm okay with your licking. Oh, that sounded bad.
Well, it didn't sound good.
I just had a lot of fun with what you just said in my head, but I want to be a gentleman. And
Never been a gentleman before. Why start now? And what Robin said about cutting to me. Okay, so we need to talk about this because I don't know if she did it for this reason, but I remember distinctly when I was younger being told that when I was out on a date or I was with a man that I needed to work in things that made me seem helpless. Like, can you cut my steak for me? Tell me about The Godfather. I would love to hear about it. These sorts of things, right? And it was given, I don't know if she did it for that reason, but that was weird. Also, the weirdness of asking a man with that level of table manners, which I mean none, he's licking the knife and eating off of it. Like, he never uses a fork. He's just shoveling things in his mouth with a knife, and then he's, oh God, sorry. Even the me making the mouth noises makes me just, then they go into, Kody is just very forward with these sorts of things because he's just a guy.
You okay with my licking?
you can lick. You lick the rest of it.
You're teasing me.
No, there's still a little bit right there. Good. Oh, that's fun to tease you. You get cute. You got all shy.
Kody's a lot more showy, even in front of the kids, and I'm like, whoa. And I come across sometimes as snobby, but I'm actually just shy.
We've heard this a few times. She's not snobby, she's just shy, but it gives the same thing as people who have to like tell people, oh no, I'm really nice. Yeah, okay, if you wouldn't have to tell anyone. Then she goes into the same thing she's been saying about, man, everybody wanted her.
I had marriage proposals. I had people I dated. I could have lived monogamy just fine. Just some guys, different men at different times, said, I'd marry you in a heartbeat.
That's not a proposal.
We were friends, a little bit of, like talking and hanging out and, maybe with our kids together kind of a thing.
Robin was single for a little less than 2 years before she met Kody. So in that time, you let these men meet your kids. Someone who's always talking about safety. And there were several of these men in this 1.5 year period. Were they forced to call that guy daddy, or was that just a Kody special? On the other side of it, I don't want to sound like that person, but I have received a fair amount of marriage proposals as well. But saying I'd marry you in a second isn't a marriage proposal. But the reason I've received so many is I am a fan of a toxic man. That's why I don't date. So it's really, quantity over quality really isn't the brag in this situation. Let me rephrase that. I don't love a toxic man. However, I haven't always had the relationship skills and boundaries to identify the red flags that we talk about here. Probably could now, but I don't think I'm gonna try that again. I'm good. I'm cool.
I think you and I share something very special. But if it's not duplicatable, it could put us at risk.
I covered a bit more of this in our sneak peeks, but this is a manipulation tactic a lot of men use because, boys will be boys, and I'm just a guy, and if I did get a wife, it'd be so that I could get more snuggles, because the underlying message is she's not doing it enough with him. I would like to point out this manipulation and coercion tactic actually has the goal of getting someone to do things with you that they don't want to do, and there is actually a word for that. It's not boys will be boys.
He's always had this surplus, if you will, of intimate relationships. There's a fear that, he doesn't know what to expect as far as monogamy is concerned. And I'm looking at him going, dude, we've never had trouble here before. Why would we have trouble now?
Put this in a focus that I think we can all understand. Can you imagine your ex's new girlfriend or wife or whatever going on international television programming and talking about you like that? Like you're the surplus. You were the surplus, and he was getting plenty. But now that it's just her, not to mention you guys have been living in monogamy forever. Please, like.
A polygamist is getting more than he wants, and a monogamist isn't getting enough. I don't mean to be salacious here, but we failed already. It was very, very painful. So if I was to ever try this again, she would have to be an absolute diamond.
Who's going to tell him if she's an absolute diamond of a person? She's not going to want someone like him. No, I'm going to tell. You guys, let me tell him.
And I'm not talking about just looks. I'm talking about the kind of devotion to us, to Robin, that I would never, and I mean, I'm getting really honest with you here. Just take this out completely.
Gladly.
She would have to adore Robin so much that I would never, ever have to worry about whether she was competing with Robin for my love and affection.
Really should hang out with that guy from Seeking Sister Wife, because they're not looking for a sister wife, they're looking for a handmaid, right? Not to mention, Kody knows that these women just cannot get along because it is so fire.
Are you and I enduring our marriage?
I am.
No.
I mean, we have our bad days.
So does he.
You know, our murder face comes out, and it's like, stop that. Okay. You're okay knowing that all the attention I need. Those sister witches of yours.
Hey, Kody.
Nothing says I'm over it like calling people who aren't even there unprompted in the conversation names. We love that. So every time this season when he's like, I really loved you, remember it's his redemption arc. He means nothing.
I'm a sister witch. Is that what he said, sister witches? He's getting pretty creative there.
That's not creative.
Cody's confidence level comes from calling people names. I'll own that title. Absolutely. I'm a sister witch, you bet.
But really, thankfully, Kody finally told us why the women can't get along. And remember when I said it's fire? It is so fire. There have been literal gladiator matches between women over this.
The problem I see in plural marriage is that I don't think those two ladies can get along once I'm in both of their beds. Robin was welcomed by the family. And when her and I went on our honeymoon, it felt like it changed. And it wasn't fair to her. And I'm not saying it was fair to them. It's just the lifestyle we all chose. Deal with it. Well, we dealt with it. They're gone. She's here. I'm moving on. I'm a monogamous, and it pisses me off when people ask me why.
He seems so at peace with this decision. I'm glad he had to yell at us. And the producers that were in the room. Because remember when he's yelling and he's going crazy like this? There's like 10 people standing there literally getting yelled at by him. But they eventually decide that they are going to practice monogamy, even though we've seen that he's going to bring up not being monogamous several times this season.
Robin, I'm done. Because the idea of it just breaks my heart. It's just you and me, baby. Monogamy? Will it work for you?
Yeah, they seem real happy with their decision. Totally. But that was the end of this episode, finally. And I will see you tomorrow or Sunday because, you know, we haven't done any monarchy content in a while, and Sarah Ferguson really needs a video, doesn't she? I'll see you then, and I hope you guys have a great day.